Hello guys and welcome back to the channel. So today we're going to talk about the CPI numbers that just came in a few hours ago, and they are so bad that I need to be wearing these sunglasses. And I also want to explain to you why I think that this is peak inflation and why this is super good news for Tesla and Palantir investors. So stay tuned, and as always, if you like this content, please make sure you hit the subscribe button that is down there. And if you want to go further, you can check out the first comment in the description box below, where you can support the channel for $5 a month on Patreon and get access to all the evaluations that I use on this channel. And you can get access to me and to my eternal gratitude. So let's get into the video. Here is the CPI report as it was published by the Bureau of Labor Statistics, and it's a lot of technical jargon, but the main important data that everybody is going to focus on is this line here. Over the last 12 months, all the items index increased 9.1% before seasonal adjustment. So this is really, really bad. There's no two ways about it. It's basically going to force the Fed to minimally raise 75 basis points, maybe even 100 basis points. However, I do believe that this is peak inflation for quite a few reasons. One of them is just like money printing creates inflation, and everybody knows that except for maybe the sitting president of the United States. The same way when the Fed increases interest rates and, does quantitative tightening, it does handle inflation eventually. So it's impossible that, with the monetary tightening, inflation would just endlessly go up. Here's the even bigger reason. If you look at commodities that majorly affect the inflation numbers, and, so far it has been the oil numbers, they seem to have peaked. I mean, look at this is crude oil. This is at when Russia attacked Ukraine in the beginning there. Then you see oil seems to be coming down. And this is not even the best one. Look at this. This is lumber prices. Lumber is obviously used in building homes. Don't need to explain it a lot. This is 50% down from the peak. Then you look at coffee. We all need coffee to get through this tough period. This is not so much down. However, look, let's take it. It is a 30% drop. Okay, 20-something% drop from the peak. You have natural gas. This is down from 9 to below 6. That's a casual 30+% decrease. Here you have wheat, which is down from 1,300 to around 800. That's also 30+% drop. Here you have corn, which is down from 800 to 600. That's about a 25% drop. And we have sugar, and sugar is at least flatlining, and it has peaked in all the way. The computer just doesn't want to show it now, but it peaked in, here we go, in 2017. So why is this important? So many people have the idea that for inflation to get handled, oil has to go back down to below $60 a barrel. And, these commodities need to go back down to levels that they have been before COVID. But the thing is that the moment they just start flatlining, inflation is handled. And when they're going down, it's called deflation. So when you see that all these material prices that are used in production, they have been downtrending and they have fallen, 30, 50, 20%, that is going to eventually come into the CPI numbers. So I am very, very sure that this was the peak inflation reading, and we are near the end of our inflation trouble. So why is this good news for Tesla and Palantir? Let's take it one by one. So let's look at our lovely Palantir company. I've done a crap ton of videos about this, but Palantir has pricing power. They are not affected by inflation because, they serve the global governments, the Western governments, and they serve the global 6,000 companies, and they pretty much charge whatever the F they want to charge. And even Alex Karp said in a video that to cut Palantir out, the companies would need to spend $1 billion, and instead they pay $10 million. And if you ask me, if Palantir raises the price and instead of $1 billion, I need to pay not 10, but $12 million, I would still take it without thinking. They have a super high growth margin, which is very good in these inflationary times. They don't have any need for financing. They have over $2 billion on their balance sheet. And this inflationary environment, I believe, is even a tailwind for Palantir Because when you're a company like Nike and, or other companies that produce in many countries and then they need to sell in many other countries, the best way to tackle inflation is, use real-time data and, turn everything to your advantage. And the only way to do it really today is with Palantir. Probably from this reading, all the growth stocks are going to be hit. And if Palantir is hit, we know that it's not really the fundamentals of Palantir, but the market fear that is driving the price down. So that's very good news for long-term Palantir investors that want to increase their position. So that's Palantir for you. Now, Tesla is a bit different. The reason why they are not touched by this is because they have 1 year of production sold ahead of time. They have even started increasing their prices by 20 to 30%. Now, keep in mind that this inflation is not 9% month over month. This is year over year. So the fact that Tesla increased their prices between 20 to 30%, even if inflation doesn't slow shit, Tesla has basically secured itself for, 2-3 years ahead from inflation. But this is not the only thing that they have done. They have 2 new factories that are ramping production, which are probably going to hurt their Q2 numbers very bad, but their margins are going to be becoming better and better in the quarters to come. And, Tesla is always innovating and they're coming up with more and more efficient ways to produce. So that means that their profit margin is going to increase. They obviously don't need any financing to continue operating their business. So they are very, very safe and probably they are going to be hit, but it's a very, very good buying opportunity if you're a long-term investor. So now, if these companies didn't get hit by these news, it means that the market is thinking the same way that I'm thinking, and then they have already priced it in, and the market is saying that this has been peak inflation. But don't be scared. It's always darkest before the sunrise. So just, know the value of the companies that you're investing in and have diamond hands and do your own research. And I will see you in the next video. Thank you for watching. Ciao, ciao.